Alright, my friends, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to continue our run to 1400 ELO. We're currently rated at 1363. Let's see what we can do today. Let's go! Okay, friends, let's get it on. Let's see how we do today. So, we are going to be playing a Khan against whatever this is here. Oh, this looks like the Stonewall defense, which, interestingly enough, I found out that the Boiling Frog opening that I've been using is actually called the Stonewall defense. Alright, sounds good. So, I am going to see how I can figure this out. And we'll see if I can defend against what I normally play. So a lot of times they bring the bishop up here against me, but I think I'm gonna bring my knight up. Okay. Now there are a lot of attacking opportunities on this side, on the king side of mine, so let's bring the knight in here. So if he takes, then we'll take with the pawn. Now I do have the opportunity to bring my other knight to protect that knight, so, and I could also bring in my bishop. And one thing that I found is that I had a harder time playing against like the King's Indian defense when I've been playing the Stonewall. There's a lot more maneuvering, there's a lot more that I had to learn. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of set up my king side like King's Indian defense. I'm gonna push the G pawn, then I'm going to bring up the bishop, and then I'm going to castle. And that should make it a little more difficult for the opponent to get through, I hope. So just got to be aware of some other things. Okay. So he's coming in. So he cannot go here. He can't go here. He can't go here. He can't go here. But there are sacrificing ideas for him. So I'm going to push the pawn. I'm just going to continue on with my idea of shadowing the bishop and then castling. I think that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so they got ideas to come up here. Now, if he does that, we could do this. We could sacrifice the bishop to attack the rook. I'll swing my knight over. I could do that right now. Although that would destroy my pawn structure here. What do I got with the queen? I could bring my queen out here and come after this. Okay, so okay, we're just going to continue with this for now. If he moves this pawn up, then I'm going to bring my... Okay, so that's how we wanted to play that. He took the knight. So now if I take the knight, he only has one attacker. I've got two defenders, so we're going to do that. But I wonder if I should take with the bishop. Yes, I think I'm going to take with the bishop. Because then if we trade the bishops, then putting my knight here, the E file. Yes, I think that'll be the better way to do it. Because then that knight, my knight will be pretty strong if he decides to take. Okay, so now I got a pretty strong knight here. And I have ideas to come here. And also there is taking of this bishop, but this bishop isn't great. So I think I might just leave my knight there. Okay. Next, going to be castling. And then I think I will be working some ideas with my queen and going from there. Now I also should start pushing these pawns and getting something going with these pawns. Okay, that's where we're going next. We're going to castle next. Alright, it does not, this knight is not actually really all that great. So what did that do? Ideas of here, no, not there, there. He might want to come back to trade. Okay, let's just castle. So I am down a little bit on time, but still doing okay. I'm guessing he's going to come here because he's going to want to trade. That will make his king have to take. So then there's no chance of castling. Because this knight is a nightmare on this square. Okay, so that's what he wanted to do. Now, if I do take, he cannot castle because the king will take. What can I do? Now I can also push this pawn up, come in for a check. So let's do that. Move the pawn. Okay, all he'd have to do, okay, so if I move my queen here, all he'd have to do is this. And then my attack is over. So what if I were to move my bishop here? And then have a check if I need it. Okay. Let's start moving these pawns up on this side here. Okay, so idea here, or possibly here. So we could do this. He might bring this pawn here. He might bring the F pawn up. Take and then take, which would open his rook. But if I have my queen here to come in, then we could do a check. Okay. We're going to try that, and I still have, okay, so we went the other way, that's fine. Now I could bring my bishop back here, but then it would really kind of be useless. So if I were to bring it here, then I would have at least this diagonal. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring that there. Okay, so he's going to come up that way, hey? Alright. Might be time to bring my king up. Okay, now he might take, but I could see this being more likely of bringing that H pawn down, which would be fine. Because if he does that, I just move my king down and then this side of the board is pretty much locked up. If he doesn't, if he does take my G pawn, I can take back this way and have my rook on a semi-open file. Okay. could also do here. Okay, so I'm down on time. So I'm just going to push the pawns on this side here. And we'll see what he does here. Okay, so he takes that way. So I'm going to take that way. Can't really push this pawn ever, because rook will come up. What I could do is I could take this way. Actually, what I can do is I can move my queen up, then move this pawn up. If he takes, I can take, and he can't obviously take this way because it'll be check. Then I have ideas to come for this pawn here. But I do see him doubling up the rooks. So then I'm going to have to put a rook over here. And then maybe bring this rook back over. I'll have to move this pawn up to save that pawn. Okay. First of all, I'm going to move that pawn up. Okay, so there's that. We will do this. And if need be, I can bring my queen back. Okay, so let's bring the rook over here. And what I could actually do is I could come here. Oh no, I can't sacrifice because that bishop's there. Okay. Oh, I could open this up. Come here. Let's do that. Let's just open this up a little bit. Move my queen here. Okay. I'm just going to open things up a bit here. Okay, move the queen over there. And maybe up. Okay, move the queen back down here. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so we've got this. Oh, no he doesn't. If I move my king here, he doesn't have that. Or that. But he may double up. So we'll do that. move my king up. So now there's none of this. Okay, so I was offered a draw. For now, I'm going to decline the draw. So now I do have, all right, so that's just going to be like that. So we're going to take that. We're going to come down, we're going to go after this pawn. If the king moves up, okay. Bring the rook back down. Oh, I've only got 9 seconds. Oh boy, did I not use my time wisely on this one. Okay, well, this one's going to be over on time. See what I can do here over the next couple of moves. And that was time out. Okay, I gotta watch my time better, guys. Let's try another one. We'll see what we can do. Okay, we've got the white pieces. So we're gonna try the stone wall or the boiling frog, whichever you like to use. Okay. Next, we're gonna bring. Okay, let's just do this first. Then we'll bring the bishop up. Okay. Alright, so that is okay. You might just want to bring this down, so we will bring this up first. Okay. Bring our knight up. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to push. So if takes, then we will do we take back with the knight? No, because if he takes here, I want to take back this way. So if we were to push, let's just bring our knight up here for now. Then we'll come over here, and maybe then we'll push. Okay, so let's do that. Jump the knight over, and I'm guessing he's going to want to push. Hopefully he takes this way. There's also ideas, bring the knight up here to attack this bishop here. If he takes, then we've got this. Okay. Just gonna push that pawn. Alright, so he's got this. So we take this, then push is incoming, but that's okay because we're defended. What's he got here? 1, 2, 3. What if I just push? Okay, if I just push, then the knight will take this, and this. So that's not the way I want to do that. Let's get the knight up here. This pawn is a problem. Maybe I should just push or just capture here. Okay. Might come for the bishop. If he does that, take with the queen, and then I'm going to bring, okay. So this knight really isn't doing much. Might want to go here. We've got defense. Let's bring the rook right here. Okay, we'll bring the rook. You can see taking this way. Okay. Now I do have this. So we can go after that bishop. And if I come here, then there's also defending here. Okay. Alright, so we did that. So I think I'm going to take with the pawn. Okay. So we can do this, just to attack the queen, just to get a little bit of a tempo, okay. Go here. Could bring my knight up. Okay, So he denied that. Let's push the pawn. Okay, so it comes into there. Now, do we push the pawn again? Let's just go here. Do some checkmating threat. Also help protect this pawn here. Okay, I figured you'd do that. Now what if I... Okay, no, there's too many pieces protecting that, so I can't sacrifice. Okay, let's just move there. Okay, we'll move the bishop there. Okay. So let's take this bishop first. Okay, then we'll take the knight. I'm going to use a pawn to protect this pawn, and then we can also bring this one up as well. So... let's do that. I'm going to have to move my king so we can get this pawn up. Okay, so I got this. And then I've got a fork. Possible fork. So let's move that up. And then we'll bring this over here. Okay, so it's going to want to come in somewhere here. So we're going to move the knight. So now we've got eyes here. So if I bring my queen up here, there's some kind of ideas there. Okay. Now that looks like a free rook, does it not? So if I take here, okay, we don't have eyes because the queen's there. But still, that is a free rook from what I can see. Okay, so we'll just take that. Now I can bring my other rook here and basically pin that knight to the queen. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So if we do this, then this threat here is nullified. But if he does ever move this knight, which he's going to have to, or else I'll take it, or he can bring this pawn down, I guess, to protect it, but then we can come up here with the rook, and then bring the rook down. Actually, no, bring the rook back over here, and then we've got some checkmating ideas there. Okay. And if he does bring this pawn down, then we've got a check here. Queen. Okay. So then we can do this. Yes, we can do that. We can come back here. Now we want to okay, I've got a minute and a half here. Okay. Let's bring the other rook over. Alright, so now we did this, he's got this here. So let's do that. Do this. Do this. The rook takes, we'll take here with a check. Then if not, we can bring my knight back down here and then come in over here. And that should be the end of it. Nice move. Nice move. Okay. Let's see if we can get rid of the queens. And I'm down on a lot of time again. I gotta work on this time issue. Okay, so we took that. So we'll take this. Then we're probably just gonna have to come here. It's also We've got that as well. So let's go up here. Okay. And we've really got to work quickly here. So that was definitely a mistake there. Oh, check. That was rough. One on time, but you know what? By the same deal, it was going to be over anyway. Made some moves that were definitely not right. So let's just go over this real quick and see. Let's see where it went wrong. Okay. So there's a couple. Now this move here, this pawn move here. So it's saying I should have put my knight here. Okay. Now, I was definitely in a better position. So that take was nice. Should have moved that back, but he didn't take that bishop, so that's fine there. So I should have took this knight here. Okay. That is a big question mark. Still should have took the knight. Okay. So that's saying I should have took the knight first. This is being defended by the rook. Okay. Oh, that would have been... Okay, yeah, that was not the move. Right there was the move. And then for this. And then I could have come up with my queen, because he probably would have moved this way. All right. So I should have moved my knight up there first. Oh yeah, of course. If I would have moved my knight here, then that would have been the end of it right there. Alright guys, those are the games for today. We're going to continue to work on things. We are going to get better, and we are going to get to 1400. We will see you guys later. Have a good one.